A new documentary film has been captivating the country this summer and benefiting military families all the while. It's called 777. They said it couldn't be done. And it follows the adrenaline-pumping journey of a group of former military special operators who embark on a near-impossible skydiving challenge. 7 jumps across 7 continents in just 7 days. So why would you do something like that? Well, I'll tell you, to honor the fallen that they served with and to help their families by supporting one of the best charities there, Folds of Honor. Take a look.
In 2023, a group of special operations veterans set out on an unprecedented journey, skydiving into all 7 continents within 7 days.
We are blessed that we knew warriors that lived life to the fullest, and even more so, were prepared to give their lives and stood for something.
Constantly remember that the people that we were jumping for gave up their today and every one of their tomorrows so we could be out here doing stuff like this.
Please welcome Mike Sarraille. He's the man whose wild idea became this incredible film, but that's not all. He's also a retired Navy SEAL, enlisted recon Marine and Scout Sniper, and the co-founder of Legacy Expeditions. Here with us also, Larry Robinson, the Chief Impact Officer at Folds of Honor, which provides life-changing scholarships to the spouses and children of America's fallen or disabled military and first responders. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. So honored to have you here.
Thank you for having us, Governor.
I love Folds of Honor. It's a phenomenal organization. I've seen what you guys do across the country and how you are ministering to, helping, and providing tangible assistance to families in ways that a lot of Americans probably aren't even aware. But Mike, I got to ask you, because this was kind of your crazy idea. What possessed you to think about 7 jumps, 7 days, 7 continents? The travel alone would have killed most people.
You know, the second you stop pushing yourself outside your mental and physical comfort zones, you stop learning. That's where you learn the most about yourself. So in special operations, we always sought out challenge. And this sounded like a fun challenge. They said it couldn't be done. Many people had tried, all had failed. And so I contacted some brothers in arms and said, hey, let's give this a shot. And after 18 months of planning, which we applied what we learned in special operations, the planning model, we pulled it off.
I mean, seriously, I guess the biggest challenge was, in fact, the travel to each of the continents and getting from one to the other?
So it was less about the difficulty of the jumps. It was absolutely a logistical challenge. And that's what nobody had figured out, this jigsaw puzzle of how to put it together. But everyone who had tried it before usually had a private jet. We're vets. We don't have a lot of money. So we had to fly commercially. And
you did this commercial?
We did this commercially.
That even makes it more amazing, because everybody that flies commercial knows there are layovers and connection misses and canceled flights. Well, unbelievable.
Governor, I've got to tell you, with special operations guys, we call them special operations divas. Yeah. There was a few comments of like, well, we're flying first class, right? And I'm like, no, we don't have the money for that. So you've got these big guys, wide shoulders, and they were stuck in this economy seats for, I think, a total of 70 hours across the world.
You know what? I realize now, Mike, that's what motivated them to jump out of an airplane. They were riding coach on these long flights. I don't blame them for wanting to jump out.
First time to stretch out.
Exactly. So Larry, explain how Folds of Honor has partnered with what Mike is doing and how that's brought attention to what you guys do.
Yeah, we met Mike through another guy, and they said, hey, we got this idea. We want to do this, raise $7 million for one foundation. We have a mutual friend. We're like, hey, we want to remember these guys. And this documentary remembers everybody that has been killed in action for this country, right, over the 22 years in war. But we want to honor their legacy with scholarships. And so partnering with them, our goal is to raise $7 million to help these families, which would be 1,400 scholarships just through what we're doing with Legacy. And it's been a wild ride. I mean, it's pretty cool when we put this whole thing together.
I think it's important to note that's one of the big missions of Folds of Honor is scholarships for the children of service members who have given their all. And you said you did 14,000 scholarships from this?
With this project.
With this one project?
That's the idea. Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet, but now with the screeners and going on the media tours, we're hoping to get to 7 million.
And how do people watch the documentary? Because I think it'd be fascinating to see how you guys pull this off.
So it is in select theaters across the nation right now. People can find those theaters in the ticket sales at legacyexpeditions.com. We encourage you to go. And at the end, of course, if you've got a little money left over, make another donation to foldsofhonor.org. 91 cents of every dollar actually goes to the programs, which is rare for a lot of
I
charities.
was going to say that's unheard of in charitable giving today, because so many times it's even as little as 30% actually goes to a charity or less. 91% of what goes to Folds of Honor actually goes into the program. That is just unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great sense of wanting to help an organization because the money's actually going where you want to give it.
Yeah.
I think that's so powerful. All right, were there any scary moments in these 7 jumps that you did?
I would say traveling with 9 of these guys is scary at every moment. They're very eclectic. You never know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
The jump over the pyramids was probably the most iconic. We had the aerial videographer for Tom Cruise that happened to be in Egypt.
Really?
So he got this amazing footage over the pyramids. But Mike, I got to tell you, and this is a testament to the special operators I know, who again, which America gets wrong, and Hollywood gets wrong. These men are kind, they're respectful, they're empathetic, they're professional, they're good human beings, and they had to do a dirty job. But they are also world-class problem solvers. When we landed in Miami, for the first time since 9/11, the NOTAM system went down. So we flew from Chile on a red eye, land in Miami, wake up, turn our phones on, all flights canceled out of the US, and we don't know when they're gonna be back up. So we got the 9 together, stated the problem, scoped it out, said, hey, I haven't the faintest idea how to solve this. And it was one of our Canadian special operators on the trip who said, hey, let's call some good Americans, let's activate one of their jets. And good Americans stepped forward, and we did fly 1 private leg from Miami to Barcelona.
Wow. You deserved it after all the other things you've been going through.
Worst flight of my life. I ended up on the floor. I'm an officer, so they made sure I was where I needed to be, and it was a cold flight.
Mike, when you talk about the problem solving, I'm thinking if I were the head of a big company, I'd want to hire people who had been Navy SEALs and special operators in the military because they know how to solve a problem, how to look at it analytically. Because when you guys solve a problem on the combat field, lives are saved or lost by the decisions that you make. So it's a lot easier to transfer that down to the corporate world and make decisions that would help a company succeed. It would seem like you would be the natural people to want to be hired.
It was well understood back then. 1 out of 2 veterans coming home from World War II started their own business. The economy, what we knew, was built on the backs of our World War II veterans. And this is what I do. So I own a company called Talent War Group, which is an executive search firm that places veterans into small to medium-sized businesses. And we've just placed our 100th special operator into businesses. And it's what we're dedicated to. And they make great employees.
Outstanding.
Great leaders and employees.
Well, I hope people will watch the documentary for one thing, because it's a real adventure. And it's authentic. It's not just some Hollywood special effects. But I also hope people will give very generously to Folds of Honor. In watching the documentary, being part of Legacy Expeditions and all of the things that are doing, you're helping the people who gave us our freedom. I look at it really simply. The freedom that I enjoy in this country, and I do enjoy it, and I thank God for America. I only have it because guys like this went and bought it for me. And I've got to do something to give back. I hope you understand that. Find out more about this incredible movie and learn more about the amazing work that Folds of Honor does for military families. If you go to Huckabee.tv, our website, we will get you directly connected.